Hey peeps, how's it going? My name is Scott Schertzen alongside Mr. Ryan O'Regan, and welcome to Tales from the Film Set on Zingo TV channel 249 and 250, part of the Spanglish World Network. Zingo TV, by the way, is also available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Fire TV sticks, Roku sticks, and all smart TVs 2016 and forward. And as always, basically you can find this, rate, leave a comment. Both apps are free. And here we go. Ryan, how are you, man?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just mentioning to Dayveonne to get on here already. He will be with us shortly, obviously, to talk about the spoiler-free review of Black Adam, what he got to see last week, because he's special and we're
He's
not.
cool
That's
and we're
okay.
not. Yeah, we're just
No,
chilling.
that's
Well,
fine.
see,
That's fine.
here's the funny thing. I posted his spoiler-free review on the channel, and to its credit, it got like 3,500 views. But all of them were like, "Well, what happens here? What happens here? What happens here?" We're like, "We can't say anything. Their lawyers make more in a week than we do in a year, and we're afraid of them." And they're like, "Come on, you got to bold. You didn't actually say it." I'm like, "Oh my god."
Well, to be fair, when he posted out, technically wouldn't even be considered a review. It would just be like a
hype.
quick post-film reaction. Technically, the review embargo lifted today, actually, probably just now. So if you go on a lot of channels, they'll all be posting their reviews, either spoiler or spoiler-free. More than likely spoiler-free, because they want people to go see the movie. So, yeah, if you're asking a week in advance what happens in the film, you obviously don't care about seeing the film. You just want to know the juicy deets. And, no, we don't do that. We tell you the movie as it's trying to get you to watch it, because we want you to watch film. Like the review I could give you of Halloween Ends could definitely be spoiler filled because it's already out. Either you saw it on Peacock or you saw it in theaters.
And at this point, it's been 4 days. So, is it going to be a spoiler review?
Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. They stop. No, it's not. See, y'all got your eyes lit up. Y'all was happy. Y'all was ready.
Oh, look at how clever you are.
How's everything, everyone?
Good,
Welcome.
man. How you doing?
So
all right.
Mr. Special, did you want to go ahead and just give us your spoiler-free review? Not I'm bitter. I'm not bitter.
Non-spoiler. The movie's not out yet.
Fine.
All right, so we're going to do it that way then.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I was at the premiere in the longest line that I have ever experienced in my life wearing a suit. And I met some nice people on this line. And also, I ran into a couple of stars from the HBO HBO Max show, Stargirl.
Okay.
Stargirl herself, and what is it? Wild Thing, the girl that played Wildcat.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't. And here's the comical part: I didn't even recognize who they were.
I mean, do you watch Stargirl?
Yeah, I watched it, but I watched it so long ago to the point where it's like, okay, because they were saying, "Oh, we're trying to." I was like, "Yo, y'all got to go that way." I'm trying to hold this spot. So the guy was like, "You don't know who that is?" I'm like, and it's not registered at all until they left.
Wow, you're a terrible fan.
That sounds like it. I got to tell you, this review right off the bat is not going the way I had already planned and hoped it would. So
yeah, I love how we get the guy who's like, so I want to be Jason Todd and everything, but can't recognize people that are like 3 seasons into a DC show.
No, it's a good season.
You literally apologized to me yesterday for the fact that people keep commenting on your spoiler-free, hype video. You're like, "I'm so sorry. People keep asking for spoilers. I'm sorry they keep bothering you." It's like, dude, I'm happy with it. I'm glad the comments are coming in. So, and you're like, so that
we are not allowed to say, and this is why we're doing spoiler-free on this show.
I know that Rock guy. Yeah, he was the guy in Mummy Returns. He was the CGI Scorpion guy. Did he do anything after that?
That wasn't The Rock. That was just a CGI.
But they didn't have The Rock available, which is why it looked so bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
it wasn't Brendan Fraser's fault, ladies and gentlemen. So leave Brendan Fraser alone.
Yeah.
Okay. But got into the theater with no problem. Oh my God, they had his tequila right there.
Nice.
Oh, the
And they mixed
Terramana.
they mixed the tequila with his energy drink.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, oh
Oh,
boy.
that's the what is it? Zoa or Poa
Yeah,
or
Zoa.
Zoa? Yeah, I
Yo, but
surprisingly see that a lot in Dollar Tree. I don't know why.
no, but the best flavors is the blue raspberry, and this peach flavored one was really good.
Well, first of all, blue raspberry anything is going to all taste the same blue raspberry. So that's a flavor people are familiar with.
You can't mess up blue raspberry.
Right. Every blue raspberry thing tastes like a blue raspberry thing because it's not really a flavor found in nature either.
Right.
Snallsberry tastes like snallsberries.
Schnozberries.
No, we
Snallsberries.
don't talk about snozberries. If you know what snozberries are supposed to be, we don't talk about snozberries.
Oh, please.
Actually, I don't know what schnoz is. It related to your schnoz? Or is it something like more Urban Dictionary?
Is it Urban Dictionary? That's a good question.
They didn't have
If
Urban
you
Dictionary
actually
in
go back to the
1971. but still.
old language definition of what a snozberry is, it's your dick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Just some things that
with
should have been
me.
translated.
Topic.
And you'll
Change
be
topic.
in a world of pure
Change
imagination.
We're turning the page.
I'm learning. Yeah, here's the service that we provide here on Tales from the Film Set.
If you doubt me,
we learn
Google it.
ourselves.
I promise you, you will be surprised. Not pleasantly, but you will be surprised.
Wow. Okay then. All right.
Yeah.
Make
So
notes 7
continue
minutes
back
into
with
the video. So
the
he goes to cut this. And
This
put
is a
in later.
clip to ruin your childhood.
Yo, we're going to continue back with with this whole situation. So I went in the theater.
Yeah, back to The Rock quickly.
Yeah. So I went in the theater.
Which would be another name for it.
You know what?
His
Get
head
him,
is shaped like one
get
too.
him.
Shazam.
Dude, I'm not even drunk and I'm laughing like I am. Hey.
It's,
All right,
it's,
anyway,
it's,
D,
it's Ryan.
please,
It's Ryan.
Please bring this back. Please bring this back.
Yes, I'm trying. Okay,
Oh,
so I'm in
God.
the theater. I'm meeting a lot of people, talking, so we're sitting there like, oh, is The Rock coming? He got to come to this theater. Got to make an appearance because it's other theaters, and we're all waiting. We're waiting.
Mm-hmm.
The movie starts. So we're like, okay, we watched the movie. But by far, the best DC film I have ever seen in my life. And The Rock's performance, The Rock wasn't stale. He actually portrayed what Black Adam is supposed to be.
Well, yeah, he's had over like 10, 15 years of practice waiting for this movie to come out.
This was a passion project for him. Big time.
I mean, they announced that he was going to be Black Adam, I think, back in like 2007, 2009, like just as the Dark Knight trilogy was getting underway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And they were going to be expanding. So that's not surprising. I mean, if he faltered in this, I think it would have been like the biggest boondoggle to his career. Because I think this role, more so than anything else he's done, whether it be Mummy related, whether it be Walking Tall, whether it be Fast and Furious franchise, this has probably been the one he's spent the most time on.
Right. And we shall not speak of the other movie.
Which other movie?
Yeah, he doesn't want to speak of it, but now I'm curious.
It starts with a D, based off a video game.
Oh, yes. He himself has actually mocked that 4-letter movie.
Yeah. We shall not
mind it.
It was okay. It was definitely a movie from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Besides, it was more for Carl Urban than anything else.
Yeah, but he admitted that basically he's like, I know from bad movies. I once did Doom.
But that was a video game movie, all right? We're not talking video games. We're talking comic books. That's a much more lucrative franchise.
So, overall, the best experience, the best special effects, best story, great story, overall from DC. What I say is better. It has its hiccups. Yes, it did has its hiccups.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I could see this film again and again and get entertained. The only gripe I have with this film, it should have been rated R.
Really? You think it should have gone harder than it did?
Yes.
Did it feel PG-13 or just get the rating of PG-13?
I think it felt like a hard PG-13, like it was on the tip, on the cusp of rated R.
But got the PG-13 because it's easier for the box office that way.
Correct.
Right, but then you look at something like The Batman with Patterson, and it's like you can do that sort of stuff with DC property, like with proper DC property, because
In certain
usually it's
cases,
always
yeah.
been relegated to like C-list, D-list characters that nobody cared about, so you could go a little crazier with that sort of stuff.
Even Black Adam could be considered C-list also. I don't think the
Yeah.
average person knows Black Adam. Like, here's the thing: if you do it, I'm going to use my parents for example. You know, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, fine. Black Adam, who? So that's why I would give it C-list, because it's like, what would my parents know?
I would say B-list though. I would say
Okay.
maybe not A-list, but if you're looking at like as far as main antagonists in the DC Comic-Con plethora of characters, he is the anti Shazam, the anti Captain Marvel, as he would have been known back before there was, legal
Right.
drama with Marvel. So, considering how long he's been talking about this character, the fact that Shazam, when it came out, was such a beloved DC movie in comparison to the movies that had come before it, it's hard not to know about Black Adam at this point. I think he's probably more well known than, say, Cheetah from Wonder Woman 84.
I give you
know?
that. Sure.
Yeah. Now I will say this: I'm starting to see that they're trying to put more humanity into their villains than Marvel is doing. Marvel is just throwing out, oh, their villains. Some of them have humanity, others don't. They're actually throwing the humanity and majority of some of their villains in DC, which is kind of good because basically people didn't read the comic books based off the heroes. They read it based off the villains, because most of the villains have a strong story and a backstory.
They've been doing that since, I want to say to some degree, Christopher Nolan. You know, Joker and Bane had a more human element to their villain characters even back then.
But for Black Adam, it makes sense because even from the beginning, he was someone who was more anti-heroic. I mean, if he wasn't good enough to begin with, he wouldn't have been given the powers of Shazam from the start.
Right.
And that's the whole basis of his comic origin. He was the first person that the wizard gave the powers to, and it may not have turned out the way he hoped. So there is something to the more dominant, some would say maybe fear-mongering sort of personification that character has had over the years. That he is basically just a person who has power and chooses not to be altruistic with it.
Like I said to everybody, go see the film. You are going to be surprised. You're going to be excited. It's like a roller coaster. I think if they showed this in 4D, this junk going to be fire.
Let me ask you something here. A lot, like you said, is going on this. I mean, The Rock has put a lot of passion, a lot of sweat equity into this. And you did talk about how his career could rise or fall a little bit from this movie. Although, given how high he is, fall or stay level is probably the only two options he has. Do you think this will do well in the box office?
At the rate it's going, at the rate people been commenting, this may do very well at the box office. Just because people are curious.
Now, see, I suspect that it won't.
Really?
I suspect it'll be okay. It'll be decent, but it's not going to be mind-shattering. It's not going to be, Spider-Man Far From Home kind of thing. I think it's going to do solid. DC will look at the numbers and say, okay, we made money on it. But I don't think it's going to shock the world. I could be, listen, if I'm dead wrong, I will admit that. You know that. But I don't think it's going to shock the world and crush the numbers as much as maybe DC is hoping it will.
I don't know how close is. I would say this by watching the film, by looking at the audience response, by looking at the crowd of people, by looking at the comments on Facebook, on Instagram, YouTube. There's a strong possibility it may either tip over Spider-Man No Way Home or be exact even.
Okay. Either way, I think DC would be happy with that one. Like I said, for me personally, I didn't think it was going to necessarily do that, But and again, if I'm wrong, trust me, I will own that 100%.
And I'll take responsibility too, but I really think based off the fan base and the anticipation of this film, it probably is going to do past expectations opening day and
in your defense,
open
yeah,
weekend.
the number of times that I've had to basically say that I can't say it, in response to the comments that have been coming in, because like I said, your short, I was telling Ryan, you sent me that video at 1:00 in the morning. I sent it at 2. I posted that thing at like 2 a.m. That thing's got like 3,500 views. It got like 1,200 or 1,500 views by like the next morning. So people, in your defense, people actually did really have an interest there. Will it last? Will it sustain? I don't know.
No.
Next weekend is Halloween weekend, too.
Right. And then guess how many people are going to dress up as Black Adam for Halloween?
Could be. Oh no, how many are dressing up as Jeffrey Dahmer? Dude, Jeffrey Dahmer.
I couldn't watch that film. I couldn't finish watching that film.
I'm not.
Just to give you like a baseline, I did a little quick research. A lot of pundits are pretty much saying they're expecting Black Adam to premiere somewhere between $65 and $75 million. But a lot of people are hopeful that it would actually beat Shazam's opening and debut when it came out, which was up and around 150.
Much for opening weekend.
Well, I mean, I guess considering how the box office has been for like certain movies, and because of the time of year, it is kind of speculative. For as many people as want to probably see Black Adam, the trailers haven't really shown too much about like, how much further does the plot go.
But that's the good thing about the anticipation. You don't want the trailer to expose too much, because if it
but you also don't want the trailers to pretty much repeat the same scenes and the same quotes, because then it can pretty much feels like, okay, well then I've seen everything. This is all they have to show. Plus, there's also the issue with Black Panther: Wakanda Forever coming out in a couple of weeks,
and that's
which
another
people may be wanting to hold on to their money for, because they probably think, oh, well, this will just end up on HBO Max eventually.
Do you think people will be confused? And pardon my pun attempt on this. You have two black movies coming out really back to back in this case, a Black Adam and a Black Panther. Because sometimes, if you notice, and sometimes in Hollywood, they will deliberately rename a movie just to offset another movie that has too close of a similar title.
Well, I mean, that was the issue with Shazam and not Black Adam, Captain Marvel.
Yes, case in point. But I mean, in this case, it is two rival competing franchises here, both that literally, in this case, you can make the argument both start with the same word. Now, with Black Panther, they're focusing a lot more on the Wakanda Forever. Maybe that's why they're doing that, to avoid, A, because of the fact they're trying to avoid any connection to Black Adam and any confusion, and B, because it makes it a less Chadwick Boseman movie and more about the entire country as a whole in this case. Because obviously you have no Chadwick in this case, obviously. Right. So it's going to be, I'm guessing, the new. I mean, I honestly haven't done my homework on that one yet, but they're probably trying to go with Wakanda Forever for both of those reasons, would be my suspicion.
Right. Until
mind you, we're talking about like the generic moviegoer, the person that's not into all this like we are.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah. I mean, listen, Day, in your case right here, the people that were there with you that dressed up and went to Manhattan and all this kind of stuff, you guys were the hardcore fans. You guys were the top pure. You guys were the lock-in regardless.
Some of them were DC actors that they didn't recognize.
Yeah, well,
you know what, Ryan? Stay up there. Stay up there.
Now. Okay, okay, Day, I'm going to bail you out in here. I'm going to throw myself under the bus. I did not realize that Ava DuVernay had apologized to me until after the fact. Okay, I didn't realize who she was initially until she came to apologize to me directly. So I looked like a complete idiot. So there, I'm bailing you out there by throwing myself under the bus and making myself look like an idiot.
Right.
So
don't feel bad, because when I watched the Stargirl show, they were a little bit younger. These girls
you were watching
like,
season 1, they were already into like season 3.
Yeah, and my defense, they did, they look more mature, but I didn't put 2 to 2 together because they look more mature now.
Yeah.
Okay. But, see, Ryan thinks he knows everything, but my thing is, look.
I don't think I know everything. I just do know maybe more.
See, audience, see what I got to deal with up
like,
here.
I don't
Look,
know everything. I just think I know. I think I know everything at this moment.
yeah.
Semantics aside.
That I know everything that I know right now. Yeah.
But overall, it's a must go see, ladies and gentlemen. Go see Black Adam. And when the Black Panther Wakanda Forever premieres and they do it in New York and I be able to get free tickets to go see that, I'll see it and I'll give you my review on that one. But go see Black Adam. It is worth the money.
Exactly.
Same thing as Wakanda Forever. Wakanda is worth all the money.
All right.
But go see Black Adam though.
He's like, shut up, just go. Buy ticket now, go.
It's going to be a fun ride. Let's put it like that.
Nice. All right. So basically at that point, that is the unofficial review that we have for Black Adam. Obviously, we cannot talk spoilers at this point. I'm sorry, YouTube. Please stop pestering me. I can't help you here. I'll figure out a new system going forward. I promise on that. But yeah, I fielded so many questions. Like, well, what happens here? What happens here? It's like, dude, I can't say anything. NDAs, dude.
No, our spoiler reviews, when it's like before the premiere of a movie, should just be like
all over here.
images. No, you know how like you see like some people that do like episode 9 of House of the Dragon pictures with no context. The review should just go like that.
Yeah, but you don't want them to reveal too much because there's certain things that they want the audience to be surprised.
Well, that's why you gotta be creative with the pictures that you post out of context.
Well, 7 years ago, you had the D-bag that I wasn't even Facebook friends with send me a picture of Kylo Ren stabbing Han Solo and saying he kills his father in this movie before the movie premiered.
Just outlaying that.
I wasn't even. I defriended this guy at one point. He's an asshole, and he posted it on my wall and a few other walls. And I have it set up on Facebook where I have to review any posts before they go on. And I saw it, and I knew realized immediately what it was. And it said, "Yeah, Kylo Ren kills his father Han Solo." And it's that you saw the imagery, you saw the lightsaber through the back, and you see like Han Solo with a shocked look on his face.
Yo, that's evil.
I'm not even Facebook friends with this guy, Brian Cosme, and he posted it on my wall. Harrison Ford went on like the Tonight Show and said, "Do not be that guy."
You see him?
Don't be that guy.
Yeah. That's messed up.
I do. Before we get into Halloween Ends, which I know you talked about, we do have a massive Dragon Ball leak that we have to come out of in the area of Hong Kong. We have a massive Dragon Ball leak because the giant Dragon Ball Gohan inflatable deflated.
Wah, wah, wah.
Where do you find these things? Like
Masako at
no.
So yes, a massive Dragon Ball leak in this particular case because apparently it got a hole in it, and now Gohan looks very, very sad.
No, Gohan.
That sets up my favorite character in Dragon Ball. Pretty much, a lot of expectation, a lot of excitement, and really ultimately very deflated. So
his internal pressure was over 9,000.
Oh God! But anyway, yeah, I tried to set that up deliberately, and we got that, and that's out of the way. So adios to that. And Halloween Ends, sir. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yes.
So, just out of curiosity, did you guys see Halloween Ends on either Peacock or in the theaters?
No, sir.
Neither. No.
However, I'm old enough to have actually seen the original one when it first came out.
And I saw all 3 trilogies: Halloween Begins, and what? Wait, Halloween. I'm confused.
Halloween Begins.
Halloween Begins. Then it's part.
I didn't know Christopher Nolan made a Halloween movie.
No, Halloween. Wait. Halloween. What was the 3 trilogies? Because it's Halloween Ends. Then it's the third one.
What's the trilogies?
You know what? I know how to fix you. I'm getting tired of Ryan.
Oh,
go ahead,
Ryan.
Understand
what he's talking about? Please tell me. Look, there's the
Halloween
original
Kills,
Halloween movies
Halloween
that went
Ends.
from 1 to 2 to Season of the Witch to all the other sequels. Then there's the Rob Zombie 2 movies. 2, there was only 2. And then there's this movie, which basically is kind of a redirect off of the original Halloween movie. So the 2018 Halloween movie that spawned off of the original 1970s version.
Right.
So this trilogy is technically really the only trilogy in the whole span of the franchise. Technically a quadrilogy if you include the original movie. So, if you're telling me you've seen the Rob Zombie version, the old 1970s version, and then this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And where's Halloween 3 come into this? Since I'm sorry, Ryan, you knew I had to bring that up. You knew I had to.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you.
If I could reach across the screen, but
you don't have the force.
Yeah, your midi chlorians are too low. So anyway,
all right.
Ryan, please continue, and I'll shut up.
Okay. So obviously, neither of you have seen this movie.
Correct.
Okay, that's fine. You're probably better off because this movie, more so than the two that came before, the 2018 Halloween, perfectly fine. Nice little sequel that wasn't a direct same day sort of sequel to it, like the original Halloween 2 was. But that was great. Halloween Kills, the second movie, lackluster, sure, probably a little crazy. But this one, what were they thinking? I just
Not a fan, sir. Is that where we're going with this?
Yeah.
Look, if you don't care anything about the story or the lore or the characters that have been in this franchise for the most part, and you just want to go to the theater and see some people die, fine. Mind you, there are plenty of movies out in theaters that are doing that right now because it's Halloween season. But as far as this being like the final movie, the end of Michael Myers, the end of the Laurie Strode story, they did it better with Halloween H2O and Resurrection with Busta Rhymes. All right? That's how bad this ending was. This was a lackluster ending. This almost flew in the face of the fans that have been following this thing ever for like the last 4 centuries. No, not centuries. Decades.
It might feel like 4 centuries at this point.
Yeah. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
Dave.
Can I interject? Did you just say this movie is better than the one with Busta Rhymes in it?
No. I said that the ending from H2O and Resurrection with Busta Rhymes was a more fitting conclusion to the Laurie Strode story than this movie was.
Okay.
All right. Because this pretty much takes her like almost out of the film, makes her, barely essential, focuses more on the daughter, which is perfectly okay because we all figured that's probably where it was going with the 2018 one, that we were going to show the next generation, and then after Judy Greer was killed in Halloween Kills, it's like, okay, now it's the daughter's turn. That's okay. But they bring in this boy named Corey. Let me tell you about Corey. Corey is a nice, neat teenage kid who's going to be going on to college, and accidentally back in 2019, I guess kind of like after all the Michael Myers stuff had gone on in the 2018 movie, he's babysitting a kid who ends up dead. Accidentally. Has nothing to do with Michael Myers. Was purely an accident, but of course, everyone blames Corey, and Corey is pretty much vilified by Haddonfield and being a child killer. He has to deal with this for years. He ends up meeting with Laurie's daughter, granddaughter, I should say, and starts a budding romance with her. But then, for some ungodly reason, he ends up meeting Michael Myers in a drain. Like, one of those drains that kind of like spills out into underneath the bridge. He goes and meets Michael Myers accidentally. And Michael just stares into his eyes. And he stares into Michael's eyes. And Michael lets him go. And now all of a sudden, Corey is a serial killer helping Michael with his murders. They become a pair. All right? And I'm like...
Because reasons. Because plot.
Why? Why? Why did you do Scissor Me Daddy-O?
Because that's basically what it
Scissor
is.
Me Daddy-O.
That's basically what this is. All of a sudden, like there's like this flip switch that happens to Corey to make him a killer when he wasn't a killer to begin with. And I get that the movie is probably trying to talk about trauma and how evil is timeless and it doesn't necessarily fit the embodiment of just one person, that it can happen to anybody. But you know what? Doesn't mean it had to happen to Corey. It could have happened to any person. It just happens to happen to this person who Laurie introduces to his granddaughter after an accident at a gas station. And all of a sudden, the budding romance that starts, like, Haddonfield may be small, but it shouldn't be this freaking small. All right.
Ryan, you okay?
No, I don't think he is.
I got one thing to say, Ryan.
Go ahead.
Scissor Me Daddy-O.
Hashtag. That's going to be a hashtag here. Scissor me, daddy-o. Let's make that a thing. Scissor me, daddy-o.
Oh my god. Never in my life has my last name been so misused. All right. But yeah. Like I said, I mean, look, if you're going in straight for the kills are decent. The kills are decent. I will give it that. They at least try to stick to the landing when it comes to like the ending of the film, where you finally get the confrontation between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. But even then, considering the last 20 minutes of the film, you still have to sit through an hour and a half of nonsensical BS that's pretty much just trying to be more melodramatic than it needs to be. And it's pretty much like how Dan Merle categorized this. You have 3 different movies at once going on in this film, when really all they needed was a singular drive towards the end. And they decided to just be really artistic with it when they really didn't need to be. And mind you, coming off of the heels of Halloween Kills and the mishigosh of having Laurie in the hospital the whole damn time, you would expect her to be a little bit more active in this movie. No, she's busy writing her book and going to the grocery store and flirting with the detective and going ahead and after Corey was harassed by a bunch of kids, she's the one that pulls out the knife at the gas station and been like, hey, go slash the tires. She instigates his bad behavior, but then halfway through the movie, after she's gone ahead and instigated his bad behavior, introduced it to the granddaughter, she's like, I don't want you seeing that boy. You introduced him! Ah! This movie just, it makes the whole trilogy, if you wanted to count this as a trilogy, fall flat on its butt. All right? You could have taken all 3 movies, combined it into one singular movie that you could have had in 2018, and that would have been it. It would have been completely full of all of your ideas, and it would have accomplished it in a streamlined manner. But no. No. We had to stretch this damn thing out, and by doing so, has pretty much tarnished this franchise. If there is another movie that comes out called Halloween, it hopefully won't be for another 10 years, and they can just start fresh again with a brand new actor and a brand new actress and just not even acknowledge this particular timeline with Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis has done enough for this franchise. She should have died when she wanted to die back in Halloween Resurrection. Let her be.
And
I'm
here we
spent.
are.
Wow.
So, Ryan, Halloween Ends. Great movie or greatest movie?
Or greatest failure?
I wish I was doing this review in my kitchen so I could go to the drawer, get a big butcher knife, and Tyler.
I was gonna say, yeah, Halloween Ends or Master of Disguise. For those that don't know, Master of Disguise, he hates this movie with like a slash of your wrist passion. I hate it, but it's a fun, bad movie, so I tolerate it. But I think Ryan would rather probably like cut his own tongue out than have to see that again.
No, you know what? I would see Master of Disguise before seeing Halloween Ends again.
Okay.
What?
Yes.
Turtle.
Because I will give you this. With as ridiculous as Master of Disguise is, it has a beginning, it has a middle, and it has an end. And with as nonsensical as the whole damn thing is, together it all makes sense. You take any one of those scenes out of context and it's just weird and wacky and disturbing, sure. But as a whole, it makes sense. This should have been part of the whole of Halloween, not its own movie. You've basically gone ahead and filled it with a bunch of new characters that nobody gives a damn about. And we're supposed to really just lay on those people for the whole film, when really we all know what we're there for. Why tease us for so long in a film when you're just going to give it to us in the last 20, 15 minutes and you don't do anything in the movie to work it up to that point? All you do is fill it with nonsensical kills because, Corey stared into someone's eyes and all of a sudden got hypnotized by the beauty of Michael Myers. Like, give me a break. All right?
So, Ryan, like me and Scott said, go see or burn it to the ground.
I think he's going to be like,
No, let's be right.
I'll put it in a way that we got from Halloween Kills. All right? This franchise ends tonight. All right? It ends tonight. Do not bother with this film. Do not. If you're a big Halloween Michael Myers fan, you will be disappointed. Go back to the original movies. Go back to H2O. Go back to Resurrection with Busta Rhymes. All of that is better than this film. Tyler, why do you do this to me? Look, no. Tyler does this because he works at a movie theater, so he knows he can do this.
Michael is never finally just be happy. As long as there's money to be made.
In Ryan's defense, I will defend Ryan. It sounds like Michael didn't put up a fight like he normally do, and he's supposed to be super strong in a way where he could take out the whole town if he has to, like he did in Halloween Kills. Am I right?
Essentially. It's not too many years removed from the incidents of Halloween Kills to this movie. It's only a 4-year gap.
Okay. And he feels as though it was too easy.
No, because here's the thing. The majority of the kills that happen in this movie are not from Michael. They're from Corey. They're from little Corey with his scraggly hair and his scarecrow mask. And I don't care about Corey. Corey can go kick rocks, cut bricks. Screw Corey.
Ryan, settle.
Ryan, do you need an exorcist? Do you need an exorcist?
Exactly.
Oh God, help me if they make another bit of that movie. So, God.
Dude, you know they're making another Halloween movie. This is not the end.
Exactly.
You know.
If they do it, let's get away from Laurie Strode. Let's get away from Haddonfield. Let's do something. Put him in Manhattan just like Jason did. Just do something different.
Clear.
Well,
can we move on, please?
Yes, we can. I feel right.
Let's talk about something that's less threatening to my life. Breast cancer.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go to that topic because that's always freaking upbeat.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we're going to. Yes, I just went to a breast cancer walk, and this is like my fifth or sixth year going to the breast cancer walk with my mother. Recently, we did lose somebody from breast cancer. It was a member of our church. It was very tough for me pretty much to actually see her go because she was considered still young. She was she was 46. And this was really tough for me this year. So, I did the walk for her and my mom. Yeah, it takes a toll, just to let people know. dealing with this type of disease. Even without the walks, we've still been promoting or talking about breast cancer. This has been tough for me because I had to be a caretaker for my mom at times because of the situation that occurred, from her having her situation and then being laid off in the process because of that situation, which wasn't correct, but we found a way to make it through it and make sure things go according way. Right now, my mentality, that's why when I go to events, when you see me silly and goofy and all that, that's really hot in how I truly feel about the certain situations. It's not like, oh, I'm always silly like this. No, it's just that you have to find a happy medium because, stuff like this takes a toll on you.
Sure.
And if nobody comes out to help or nobody knows the struggles, but you and that person that goes through that situation. So yes, it is. It is tough. That's why I always tell people, especially women, and breast cancer is not just women, it's men too. Men can get breast cancer. So, I will say as a supporter person that supports, his mother that is a breast cancer survivor, always be there for them because there are moments where they're going to have like mental breakdowns because of that situation, especially getting certain things removed from their body, you know, it makes them feel less of, some women, it makes them feel less of a woman, and they need that encouragement. They need that positive encouragement from their child or their husband. You have to be there for them because when something like that occurs, it is tough, but you got to be with them on that roller coaster.
My mother-in-law beat breast cancer 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And, this is before I met her and everything like that. She's upstairs now. But my wife was there through all of that, through college and everything like this. And, what you're talking about, Helene understands 100%. So there's a connection and a commonality that I think you guys would be able to understand and work really well with. So I think with the challenge that exists, obviously this being, October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month and everything, but not even that withstanding, it's the fact that it is something out there. It is a killer. It is, even when you survive, it can be psychologically demoralizing, as you had said.
Mm-hmm.
And the road to recovery sometimes can be just as bad as the actual, cancer itself. So,
right.
Yeah.
But that right there, we have a picture with you and your mom. And everything like that. So,
yeah.
But
and with family and friends, yes. So
yeah.
And support.
Day looking all like cool and suave. Is like, yeah, I'm taking a selfie, but I'm not acting like I'm taking a selfie. So
yeah, unfortunately,
cool.
got nothing to add to that on my end, family wise. But just to keep this, film and TV oriented.
Sorry, I got something for you in a minute.
They are quite. I mean, yes. Aside from Day having, being the actor he is and having to go through these challenges, there have been very famously people who have unfortunately passed due to the illness and have given it a lot of light. Probably most famously, Chadwick Boseman, who died of it, and
not breast cancer, ladies and gentlemen, but he died from cancer. So you don't get it confused.
Right, but that's the thing. Like anytime like someone dies from a big disease, and it's not like just from old age or from being reckless with their lives or something like that. It brings a lot of attention to the cause. And I'd say most recently we just had Olivia Newton-John, who ended up passing. What was it, like last month? Wasn't it? Back in September.
Last month or two, yeah.
Yeah, and she had breast cancer too. So it's one of those things where it will affect a lot of people. And as much as I hate to say it, if the highest of celebrities can be affected by it, then that's just all the more reason to bring more attention to it. Go ahead and this is something that affects a lot of people. So it shouldn't necessarily just affect those who can't do anything about it. And in fact, I probably sent you guys a list of like some notable people. I remember Wanda Sykes, comedian Wanda Sykes. She ended up having a double mastectomy, preventively, to stop it from spreading or going any further. And that's got to be a heavy thing for any woman to go ahead and do, to take away something that is pretty much eminent of their femininity and do away with them just in order to prolong life. I mean, that's a double-edged sword as far as I can see it.
Right.
If you want to actually bring that up, and if there's anyone else that you feel would be worth mentioning.
Yeah. But kudos, don't say it, regardless. Kudos to you on that. I think. What do you say that you walked with?
I walked with the Sisters Network of Essex County.
So respect.
And that's they're like a organization around regards to helping women getting on the right treatment, any assistance and anything like that while they're going through a tough time regarding to that situation. And this also could be for men as well, but just to let men know you can still get it, but there are sources and places that are willing to help with you when you're going through that situation.
Fair. So, all right. I would like to give more time to this. Maybe we can next week, but we're almost out of time on this. But we do have our own charity event, which I'm going to get into in a second. Ryan, there was one more comment that we had to put in there first. Just one more topic when it came to Halloween for you there, pal.
No, sorry. I'm look, following around a killer named Michael Myers is one thing. I'm not following around the killer named Corey.
Yeah, Corey's look innocuous, though. That's the thing. So, all right. So we got one more bit we're going to go into right now before we wrap this up. We are actually holding our first charity event of our own. In this case here, we are calling it the Hellraiser Fundraiser. And it is a watch party that's going to be taking place on October 29th, starting at 3 p.m. on our channel, in this case, Streampunk Cinema on YouTube, raising money for a charity organization called From We Can't to We Can. This charity provides after-school and developmental programs for kids with developmental disabilities, autism, Down syndrome, things of that sort. However, the fun part of it is that of the four of us that are watching these movies, in this case, Hellraiser, Evil Dead 2013, and also finally wrapping it out with Sinister, 3 of us are chicken shits. I do not do horror films well. I am a complete candy ass. So you will have the opportunity to sit there, watch me and make fun of me as I basically probably crap a giant hole in the bed, giant hole in the couch behind me right here, just by virtue of the fact that I will not do well with these horror films at all. So by all means, 100% make fun of us.
Now, just to be clear, who exactly is participating in this event?
Yes. So right now it's myself, it's JD Walker and Obi from the sports side on the Streampunk Sports and Sports Den side. So you know them from that show. Also, Ryan, you'll be doing the first movie as well. You were coming. You have do a kick-ass Halloween haunted house, but that's your prior schedule and that's cool. You did also contribute to that poster, by the way. So I want to give a massive shout out. That is a kick-ass looking poster right there. I love the. Here's the thing. I love the money right in the middle. I think that was a kind of a nice touch there. It's so simple. And I looked at it, it's like, damn, that was better than what I did. So kudos to you.
Oh, stop.
No, seriously, dude. I you know what? It's so simple, but it's so clever. Now, here's I just got one more thing to say before I open up this.
We have such bills to show you.
We have one more thing that we're going to mention. If we raise over $1,000 for this charity event itself, I will dress in a cosplay outfit of your choice for an upcoming show. No hate speech, no politics. We got to leave that one out of there. But as I've put it, if you want me to dress up as Black Adam, I'll dress up as Black Adam. If you want me to dress up as Sailor Moon, like someone down below has actually said on several occasions, I will dress up as Sailor Moon in full gear, in pictures, take pictures, do the whole thing, as long as we raise $1,000 to From We Can't to We Can. I don't care. I will take the pictures. I will run with the pictures. I'm okay with that.
Actually, I do have one suggestion for that, and it just came to mind looking at the poster.
Please.
What if we got Scott to just go ahead and get himself in like a leather outfit, but he had to shave all the hair top and bottom.
No, I'm not. Okay, let me say this: there is no head shaving yet. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I don't have a lot of hair left anyway. So, but no, I need the hair. I actually need the hair for work related stuff and health insurance. So from that standpoint, I can't do it that way. If we raise it, I'm willing to do that for like $50,000.
Okay. So nothing that is going to alter Scott's body.
Yeah, I will nair top to bottom. For like an upcoming one, if we raise like 25 or 50,000, I will nair top to bottom. I'm willing to do that, but not yet. I love the fact that you're willing to volunteer me going complete cue ball on this one. For the benefit. You didn't mention
okay, to be fair, you, JD, and Obi are the three that are scaredy cats. So if anything is going to be done to possibly make the experience
Obi's already bald as a cue ball up top anyway.
I'm just saying. That's what the people are going to want to see. That's why they're going to want to. Look, you can donate any amount you want, but there are certain things that can happen to any of the three guys if you don't amounts of $10, $20, $30. Things of those increments. There are special things that will be done to Scott or Obi or JD based upon what you want to do. Like, you said something about one of them was eating disgusting foods while watching.
$30 donation. I have to eat a mushroom, and I hate mushrooms. I hate them with a passion.
Just out of curiosity, we know what you don't like. What about JD and Obi? What don't they like?
I don't remember JD's off the top of my head. Obi is pickled okra. So
really?
he has to eat pickled okra. By the way, we've already gotten donations that have come in. I forgot to tell you that already. So we already had $20. Basically, we have to eat a hot chip. We already have hot chips that we have to eat just because we've already had pre-donations for this thing. So I'll let you guys know after the show how many hot chips we got to eat after, to start this.
What exactly counts as a hot chip?
Right.
Various levels of whatever you can handle in this case here. So you're flaming.
So we're not doing like the Pocky one chip challenge thing.
No. I honestly,
that's expensive.
Here's the thing. I consider doing Carolina Reaper if we raised enough money. The exec assistant and pretty much all of our bosses, Steph, said no. Scott, if you do Carolina Reaper, you will die, and then the company goes bankrupt, and then we're out of business anyway. So I cannot eat a Carolina Reaper on the grounds at the hospital. So, but like I said, we raised $1,000 here, which I think is a very reasonable goal.
Yeah,
I will put it out there. Whatever you guys want me to dress up as, I'm cool. Whatever, man. I'm okay with it. I kind of, in a weird way, I think as funny as it is, Day, you've got me thinking Sailor Moon in my head now. So I'd be surprised if it wasn't Sailor Moon at this point. But like I said, whatever they want to do, I will, if you want me to be Great Saiyan Man, fine. If you want me to be, just, I don't know. I don't know, like Wonder Woman, whatever. I'll figure it out. But I have no problem being embarrassed as long as it's fun.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. So we got to wrap this up. We actually really have to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Ryan, Dave, thank you as always. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Thank you for all for the comments and everything like that. Appreciate that big time. One more time, Zingo TV is also available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Fire TV sticks, Roku sticks, and all smart TVs 2016 and forward. And Zingo TV, this show is available on channels 249 and 250. Ryan, thank you for everything. You're awesome. Day, thank you for everything. You're awesome. And thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Take care. And be groovy.